Hey guys, what's up? It's Teeds here, coming at you with another Tips with Teeds in College Football 25. Do you struggle at stopping the jet sweep? Do you feel like no matter what you do, you're just not able to stop it? Well, if you watch this video, I show you specifically how to stop it and how to contain it and make sure that it doesn't give an automatic TD every time you... But before we jump into the video, if you could please leave a like. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And don't forget to turn on those notifications so you don't miss another Tips with Teeds in College Football 25. So there are a lot of jet sweeps in the game, obviously. They've been there since day one. A lot of people have used this. It's really fun to do, honestly. If you're on offense, you're able to pick up chunks of yards, but there is a way to contain it. And in this video, I'm just going to use one specific play. This one is going to be in the stack Y off formation that is found in Missouri's playbook, as well as others as well. But because of this, I'm also going to be using Missouri with Luther Burden. He's one of the best wide receivers in college football currently, and this is one that I really like to run, jet touch pat. The main reason why I like to run it is because that halfback ends up being a blocker, or a lead blocker, should I say, for the receiver who's running the jet sweep. So before we get things started here, and since I am on defense, I have to show you my plays and what's going on here. It doesn't really matter what you're doing defensively. Obviously, I run a lot of zone personally when I'm playing online, or if I'm in an online dynasty, or if my players are vastly inferior to who I'm playing. It definitely helps balance things out defensively. So what I like to do is always user that middle linebacker regardless, and when I see someone running in motion, it's always best to assume that they are running a jet sweep. If they don't and they end up handing it off, that's fine. Let them take those, because it's much harder to run through the middle of the offensive line and take it for 6, regardless of where you are, except, you know, within the 5-yard line, it's hard regardless to stop that. But if they have a lot to go, don't worry about that. Assume the worst. I always say prepare for the worst, hope for the best. And by preparing for the worst, I prepare that it's going to be a jet sweep, and I plan for that. So as you see here, Luther Burden will be going from left to right, and he'll be taking the pitch, or the pass, should you say, to the outside. So when I see this, as soon as I see this player running in motion, I move my linebacker, or whoever I'm using. More often than not, it's going to be a linebacker, to the outside of the offensive line. The goal here is very simple. I will dumb it down for everybody, especially myself, who sometimes needs to tell himself this. You are going to be the person whose job it is to make them cut back into the field. You do not want to let them get outside of you and lose containment. If you lose containment, this will happen. Take a look here. Luther Burden, he's going to go in motion here. I get stuck back here, get a block there, and boom, look at that. He's able to pick up some big yards here. I am playing on Heisman, like all the videos that I've done in Tips with Teeds, but keep that in mind. You do not want them to get outside and for you guys to lose containment. So my job, and what I always tell myself, is to keep containment. You want him to have to cut back in, because that's where your defenders are. So let's see what happens here when I notice that he's going in motion here. Oh, he's going in motion. I'm going to go to the outside here. I'm going to go out here, force him to cut back in, and we made a tackle. It's that simple. It seems like it could be very difficult, but sometimes even if you go up against somebody where they are able to, you know, make a nice little cut, it's rare. It's hard to cut inside on these and get it for 6 or get it for big chunk plays. But if you're able to get to the outside here, not only make the hit, but you're able to keep containment. They have to cut back inside to open space, but that open space will get stopped more often than not because you are there. Like every time here, this has been on Heisman, I am showing you what I'm not running quickly. I'm not running before he starts going in motion. He goes in motion, boom, I'm going to run to the outside. I'm going to try to get to the outside, and look at that. The containment is there. That is all that you have to do in this game in order to stop it. It's not too difficult. There are people out there that can... See, look, I get stuck and contained. Fortunately, he cut inside there. He might have been able to pop it outside, but that's still 50-50, and you got to make that decision right off the bat. So when you see them running in motion, all you got to do is get to the outside, force him back inside. They get 5-10 yards, that's a win. If they get none, that's a huge win. And heck, if you're even able to maybe get lucky and force him to fumble it with a hard hit stick, well, that's even a bigger win. But that's it, guys. That's all you have to do. And this is essentially similar with any single jet sweep. Take whoever you have, and you want them to be the contain guy. Because look, I'm not doing anything special. I'm just trying to get to the outside to show him that, hey, I'm right here, and to give him a little bit to freak out about. See that I'm outside here? He had to cut it all the way back in, and he still didn't even gain a yard. And this is the best, or one of the best, excuse me, not the best, but one of the best college football receivers in the game. So keep that in mind. I'm getting to the outside here. I'm trying to contain outside, and being in zone definitely helps. You want to keep that in mind too. Obviously, if you're going man-to-man, that's fine. All these guys are going to be blockers, so it's nothing. It's not that you're going to get screwed over if it is man-to-man coverage. I just like running zone. zones are very good at keeping players where they are and for them not to get sucked up. So keep that in mind as well. And again, I love using zone. It's extremely helpful, but that's all you have to do. You are the contain man. Expect to be the contain man. Expect your defensive end to get beat, to get blocked. And look, I'm going to try to get to the outside here, which I do, and because I did the hit stick, I'm not able to tackle him, and that's unfortunate. But that's very, very simple, guys. Just get to the outside. You are the contain man. Expect your defensive end not to hold contain, and you have to do that. So it's really simple, and honestly, if you want to make sure that nothing really happens, well, don't go hit stick. That's all you got to do to make sure that you're going to make the tackle or at least slow them down so your defenders can get there in case you don't get there in time. As I'm trying to get to the outside, I get stopped, and fortunately our guys are able to get there. But honestly, guys, that's it. I'm only showing one formation because jet sweeps are very, very similar. But that's the video, guys. If you guys did get anything out of this, please leave a like. If you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe if you haven't already. And please make sure to have on those notifications so you don't miss another Tips with Teeds in College Football 25. Thanks. I'm out. Peace.